What is going on, everybody? Welcome back finally to the number one show on the internet with tuning. What do I have all over my shirt? What's going on here? What's going on? Sorry about that. I'm a little bit delusional. It has been quite the last couple of weeks. I have been just busy. So, but it's good to see all the familiar faces in here. And sorry about missing out on last week. I worked myself into the ground. Technically, I did that today also and yesterday. I've been getting things ready for the track. And as if you tuned in on the earlier, I did a short live stream as we started the truck up again because I did a lot of work on the truck to get it track ready for this weekend. I got the trailer. I got to do a couple things to the trailer. There's a chance I might go run some test and tune tomorrow after work. But I got so much stuff to do. We'll just have to see. If not for sure, it's all based on the weather. We're going to go Saturday, though. So, that being said, do we want to take bets on what blows up first on the truck? Anybody? We got so many things that could possibly go wrong. Thank you, Scott. Transmission. I've thought about that. Driver's a good one. Scuba Sam says the driver might blow up first. The driver will probably blow up second. Still got the 6L80 in it. Yes, traction will go first. Mike wants the train to burn first so he can help me build a 4L80 to put in it. Is the rear end still stock? No, the rear end's not stock. The whole rear end's built. I've got a Positrack with Yukon gears, Yukon axles, and of course the 4-link. I am taking the Super Auto. I broke down and decided to take the Super Auto. Socrates says the plugs will go first with all that fueling. Probably. That's probably not too far off. I didn't get enough tuning done this week, so we're still a little bit rich on the top end. So, you should be in Yuko. How dare you be late? 2 minutes late to the live show. There's some guys down under doing some crazy things on the 6L80. So, and we're still Phil, you're probably right. We should be so lucky to only blow a head gasket. But you're probably right. I've got my money on the head gasket. Good to see you, Hillary. Oh, Jerry, it's the rear end that it came in with stock is that mechanical locker BS that makes all kinds of racket whenever you break one tire loose. Hello, Andrew. Big shout out to our brothers and sisters down under. Yeah, we're still on the stock stall converter, so we probably won't be doing too much to the trans with that. DMC Bigfoot brings up a good point. He says twisted frame. Not necessarily twisted frame. This will be the first test of my 4-link system, so we may just ditch the axle. Socrates, we'll be running around 20 PSI. So, there you go. Brandon is literally the Eaton Locker RPO G80. Probably so, LSX. It's going to be fun. Whenever you're doing stuff like this, you go big or go home. Ah, bad habit. Welcome to the membership. Thank you for signing up as a member. Jerry, actually, the drive shaft is stock. I've already destroyed one drive shaft in this truck, and I put the stock one back in. Though I did install my drive shaft loop today. So, Yeah, should be around there, Socrates. What's up, Theo? I do not. Why are you wanting to replace the E40? I know it's a little bit wonky, but why are you wanting to replace the E40? Yeah, Jim, you're right. Might blow a boost tube. But with that sweet bead roller that I did a video on a couple weeks ago, I don't think that we're going to have any boost tubes blow off, even at 20 psi. Super slow. It has not been down the track yet. So this will be the first time down the track in this truck. And this will be the first time we're sending it on the drag radials. Got you, tweet. Man. Everybody's saying it's going to be the drive shaft. I'm inclined to agree, and the main reason being is that because it is a single piece drive shaft, and it's a pretty long unit. The question is it going to break the drive shaft? It's not going to be U joints though, because it's got 1410 U joints. So it would be the shaft itself will twist. Are you still planning on going tomorrow, Justin? Let me know. $3,800 to $4,200 of what, Scott? What is the goal time-wise at the track? I have no clue what this thing will do. If it holds together, it should be in the 11s. 100 mile an hour is not the failure point. That is more going to be dependent on gear ratios and things like that. But I can tell you that I ran 130 with 456 rear gears in the truck before I destroyed the last one. Oh, yeah. Have no problem getting the rear tires broken loose. Yes, 100%, Justin, you're going tomorrow. If I get everything done, I got to run to the office in the morning, pick some stuff up, and then get some stuff done. The truck is ready to load, though. So I am planning on coming out tomorrow, and if you guys are staying, I will probably drop the trailer off. So save me a spot so I can park my trailer next to you. The question will be is how much damage will it do to the transmission whenever the drive shaft twists. Jonathan says, I've got a 2010 Camaro SS626 6-speed manual as mild cam. RPM surges at idle. I raised the RPM to 900 minimum. Help, but didn't stop. It also surges in 6th gear coasting. Check your timing in idle because your timing is probably going to... Better not be a chipped ring and pinion. As I said, I've got a built gear set in there. You think the drive shaft in my truck will twist up like a pretzel at 505? No. Said the drive shafts generally can handle a lot of this power. It's more about taking it over the critical speed of the drive shaft. Rick Johnson, thank you for signing up for the class. We got a class next weekend. We will be doing this. It's kind of, I call it a fundamentals class, but we're going to be getting into, it's a 4-hour class, limited seats. We're going to be getting into tuning. We'll go through some different things and be able to answer your questions and stuff like that. Need a hat or shirt merch for the class. Yeah, I got a safety loop on there. Whew. Specialty drive shaft. 8-inch thick. That's a lot of weight. Have I messed with Haltex? No, I've not. Though I like their products. Global Media. When's the XLR going to the track for some nitrous runs? Probably will be next. Rear axles are 6 lugs. And I still have the other axles, so I can always swap them in. What, you mean the cardboard? Yeah, Theo, I've balanced my drive shaft a couple times. What should be done with timing at idle? I've had see, timing at idle is used to correct your idle. So you have an airflow that you're trying to accomplish. Idle airflow. Literally, there will be a a desired idle airflow on a lot of these vehicles that you can log that says this is what the airflow is trying to accomplish at idle, and it tries to move the butterfly in order to accomplish that. Now, timing is a correction on top of that, and so you'll see a lot of times whenever your idle gets low and it starts to stumble, you'll see your timing ramp up real high, and that's because that's what keeps you from stalling out. Now, if your timing's jumping around a lot at idle, that means your airflow is not dialed in. Socrates, you can check it out on the website, GoRopeGarage.com. Yeah, it's an online class. Got all the timing tables at 25 degrees. The time is jumping in 6th gear, but I don't know what time is dropping to 10 degrees and no table. Oh, well, I just kind of explained that. Mine was a 4-inch aluminum that I destroyed. Yeah, it's 14 bolt. Nick, I did. I've not gotten a chance to look at it. Yeah, all about the shaft. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate it. I will shoot video while I'm out there. Hey, Jay. Yeah, there's literally, I was looking at our log the other day of somebody that had logged it, and it is like desired idle airflow. And that is what it's in. If your listen, you have to have your mass airflow dialed in first. Because if your mass airflow is not dialed in first, the numbers that it is calculating for mass airflow in pounds per hour is not going to be correct. Once you get that dialed in first, whenever you're at idle, that number should be a representation of how much air is actually being flowed through the engine. It's backwards. You got to remember, whenever we're tuning these, we're not actually tuning the fuel per se. We're tuning the sensor that registers air, be it the manifold air pressure or the mass airflow. To accomplish, because we know what fuel's going in. We know at this fuel injector sizing, at this pressure, at this pulse width, this is the amount of fuel that the engine is taking. We have to calculate the amount of air that goes in to accomplish whatever our set commanded EQ is, 0.85, 1 lambda, etc., etc. So our scaling that we're doing on VE and mass airflow is to the actual air calculations, not the fueling. We just, the fueling is affected because we're saying, okay, we need more or less air here. So, once you get your mass airflow sensor dialed in, whenever you're at idle, that number is a good representation of how many pounds per hour. If you're at idle and you're commanding 1 PE or 1 EQ, and it is reading 1 on your wideband, you know that is literally how many pounds per hour of air that you're flowing into the engine. You then set up your idle tables to mimic that. That way, the throttle body knows that you need, say, 60 pounds per hour at idle, and the throttle body's not trying to close you off to 35 pounds. Because whenever the throttle body, or whenever the ECM is telling you, hey, at idle, I'm expecting 35 pounds per hour, it's going to close your throttle body off, start to kill the motor, and then it's going to throw a bunch of timing at it to get it to rev back up. Bingo. Yep, you tune idle last. What's going on, Casey? You're correct, Mike. Spark corrects idle faster than the throttle body. If you look at Gen 4 and Gen 5 stuff, you have, especially on the Gen 5 stuff where we're dealing with torque, you have 2 different torque classes. You have immediate and predicted. Immediate torque is going to be spark-based, and predicted torque is going to be airflow-based. So you get quicker results by making changes to timing than you do by making changes to airflow. Exactly, or the other way around. If you overshoot it, you'll pull all of your timing out to try and slow down your idle. But as I said, you've got to get your sensors working properly. Good question. And that's one of the biggest things that I see people asking about is idle airflow or idle tuning and things like that. And it is you have to go through the process. You kind of ballpark things in to get it started. You got to get it started before you can do anything, right? Then once you get everything kind of up and running, go get your at least your mass airflow dialed in, because then you can use that to do this what you need to do. Is audio and video coming through good this week? Because I know the week before last we were having some issues. Excuse me. I still can't believe I got spots on my shirt. This shirt's brand new. Pisses me off. You know what happened? I probably used this thing to do something on the truck, and I got oil on it. Bummer. Bummer. Oh, by the way, we're giving away one of our Goat Road Garage coffee mugs this week. We'll go ahead and fire that up. And on top of it, I know I probably owe a lot of people different stuff. We're going to be getting some mail shipped out here soon. Terminator X having startup issues. Diagnostic lights for the cranking cam is blue with the switch on. Flashes green, blue when cranking. You know what? I don't know, Jay, because I've got mine mounted in the engine bay, so I never pay attention to it. I think that it's normal to see the green blue while it's cranking, though. What's it doing whenever you try to crank it? Hunt down the DB gas pedal code. Gotcha. Hey, Chevy for Life, what's going on? Hey, John. 325 Sonoma question: can maxing out injector duty at 110% cause knock? Yeah, because your injectors can't flow at 110%. You've already exceeded the max, and so it can go. The numbers can go beyond that. It can command more than that, but you can't actually get more fuel than that. If you should be running lean once you get to that point. Contrary to popular belief, everybody says, you don't want to flow your injectors past 80%. You can flow them past 80%. It's just you have the chance of getting them stuck open past 80%. So that's why everybody says to keep it below 80%. Chevy for Life, I've probably seen your email. I've probably just been too busy to answer it. So, yeah, that makes sense that you'd be 8% lean then. I will try to get caught up on emails tomorrow. Jay, do you smell fuel whenever you're cranking? LSX, do you think cutting and soldering a wire could cause resistance between gas pedal and lithium? Shouldn't. It's less about resistance and more about voltage. Not to say that resistance can't throw the voltage off, but it is a voltage sanity check between the two rheostats that are in there. So as long as they fall within that sanity check, it should still work. No, direct injection, you want to keep them under 6 milliseconds. So, and then non-direct injection, it doesn't, you look at duty cycle and not pulse width. Yeah, 125% duty cycle. You're in the danger zone. Mr. Salinas, first-time viewer, just a quick question. Would you ever run two different part number injectors that are same injector according to GM? Probably not. I'm guessing that one supersedes, so one was an early model injector and the other one was a late model injector. What injectors did I go with? I don't remember. 42 pounders, I think. Nick asked on Gen 5, do you zero out VCP spark? I mean, you can, depending on what you're doing with your variable cam. I don't like that table. I don't like variable cam stuff, so I normally knock most of that stuff out, or at least dial it way down. And as I've shown in the past, I did the test between the stock cam profile timing on there and then the adjusted one that I ran. And my truck was actually faster without variable timing on the cam. At 150% of those numbers, it still pops up KR sometime when the vibration gets bad. Yes, you're correct. If you're still getting it with that much desensitization, yeah, try and figure out what is clanking around underneath there. Have I messed with the injector phasing on the Terminator? No, because I am running batch fire on mine. And that is because the cam position is not supported on the North Stars. Yes, Catan says you would have to run a lot of copper wire until you ran into a resistance issue. That being said, though, look up solderless or insulationless splices. They are generally going to be better than solder. Is the learn feature that great on Terminator X? I'm hoping for first start tomorrow on IAC. Talk has me worried. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It works great. You got to get it started. But go in. I mean, there is a lot of what people don't understand is there are a lot of default maps that ship with the Terminator X software for a lot of different platforms. I would have to look up 2138. Let me see what that one exactly is. Do. 2138 is the throttle. It's not going to be your pedal. Check your throttle wiring out. Hey, Steve Van Hook, what's going on, brother? GT45, 5-pound spring in the wastegate. Whoo! That's whenever you're cooking with gases, whenever you've got 80-pound injectors and you need more. Woo! 660 foot-pounds of torque, Charlie. Getting it, son. Do you know if HP tuners can do relearn procedures for throttle by wire throttle bodies? I don't know that if it can. I've never tried it. Check the scanner. It might be under the special features. Or, you know, whatever. Dude, Luke, I apologize, man. I owe you so big time. So big time. And honestly, I ran into this again today. I just don't ever take my MPVI2 out of the truck. I just need to break down and buy another one. It ticks me off. Don't get me started. Yeah, Charlie, I'll check it out once you get it posted. Do I have info for running 3-port boost solenoids on your channel? I can show you how not to run them on a supercharger. Well, at the same time, though, if you're not used to being in this stuff, that a lot of the stuff in the Terminator X can be overwhelming. Now, granted, I've not used the little display with all the wizards and stuff on it, but there you go. Richard McGee says the throttle body will learn with key cycles. Oh, okay. 12.5 PSI on a 408. That makes sense why you'd be maxing out 80 pounders then. Yeah, Luke, totally. I'd totally like to check it out, just because it's outside of my wheelbase and not something that I have experience with, but something that I would love to check out. Kyle, when does your boost start coming on RPM? My boost comes on as soon as you push the pedal. It doesn't matter if you're at 1,000 RPMs or what. So I know that putting around, if I'm putting around 1,500 RPMs, by the time I hit 2,000 RPMs, I'm already past 3 psi, and then things are just happening so quick you don't know what's going on. Sure thing, Christopher. Dang, Zeth, you throwing some shade over there? I killed a wideband yesterday. Killed my wideband. I cut all my cats out. Cut them all out. Went down to the AutoZone. Bought some 2.5-inch, 3-inch exhaust piping. Cut them out. Welded them up just because I can't get log tubes quick enough before this weekend. And I was going to pull my wideband sensor out. And I threw my sensor socket on there. And zapped it with the old impact, and it just twisted that thing. Destroyed it. Correct, Jim. Well, Scott, I'll tell you, the old Pro Charger that I ran, the P1SC1, didn't start building boost really until you got past 3,000 psi. But, you know, that wasn't a problem. I had 456 rear gears in it. I could shred the tires off through third gear without a Pro Charger on it. See you, DMC. Have a good one. Ugh, I can only imagine. In the Holly forums are absolutely useless. No, I'm running the Super Auto this weekend, Michael. I changed my mind again. Yes, 325 Sonoma. That's the easiest way. If you're switching from one stock injector to another stock injector, find the tune that has those injectors, and then copy all your injector data from there. Jay, the big thing on the Terminator X is just to make sure that you have enough parked throttle, because that's your cranking throttle, and then enough enrichment. So dial your enrichment up till you start smelling a little fuel, then dial it back about 10-15%, and then keep on cracking your throttle body open in the I can't remember which table it is. Zeth can probably tell you which table it is. But you have to find the balance. Oh man, everything's just popping. I'm telling you, I haven't worked this hard in years. Shed over 200 pounds from the truck on a P59. I do not know, Tom Henderson. Somebody else here might be able to. Well, there you go. Super Slow Auto says that you can log it. Man, we hammering that Arizona green tea. Good stuff. Good stuff. Interested in what info? My wife got me a 12-pack of it. She's my favorite person for reasons like that. She knows me. She knows how to surprise me. Yeah, they're so good. Got a little bit more calories in there than I like. 100 calories per can is crazy, but Dang, son. You know, you're not going to get the low end that you're going to get with a roots or a twin screw, but oh, is he drive-by cable? Jay, are you drive-by cable? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. No, I'm down 6 pounds. Dude, John, those things have got to have 1,000 calories each can. So when you first fire the Terminator X, that starts your global file to save. Correct. Yeah. If I remember right, it's been so long. But it, well, and once again, I don't know through the handheld. I did all mine through the laptop. Have you had tunes where vehicles with a lower gear don't like as much timing? Well, it's all going to be load based, so it is possible, Tanner, that having, are you, whenever you're saying lower gear, are you saying longer gears? Michael, I just took the receiver hitch off the truck tonight. Hey, Ryan. Yep, sorry. Well, then listen to Dirt Floor. He's done it. Gotcha. Yes, I say shorter or longer gears. Shorter gears. So you're running shorter gears. You shouldn't be getting knock on shorter gears, I wouldn't think, because your load is lessened. But every vehicle is different. I thought there was just a straight up PID for TCC lock. Is there not? Is that what we're still talking about? Deeper, longer, shorter. Okay. There's a side conversation going on here that I am lost on. Transmission talk. Who cares about transmissions? While logging, are you ever removing MPVI from port? Mine acted funny after log, shut off, and then restart. No, but if you remove it, Markesh, whenever you unplug it from the port, if you do it while you're logging, it will cause some issues. Shorter, Scott. Shorter gears. Cats were stopped up. Interesting. Back onto shaft size. Always about the drive shafts. Welcome to Driveshaft. Driveshaft. I can't talk tonight. As I said, I'm so delirious. If I'm getting a flat line on the upper end of the MAF curve, should I just stop tuning MAF and use strictly VE? How are you getting a flat line on the top of the MAF curve? You shouldn't be getting a flat line on the top of your MAF curve. No, I highly doubt somebody's going to come install an exhaust for a handshake. What is going on, Palmastillo? I would think so too. Too much time on a creeper. I started a fire in the garage today. Like an idiot, I had taken some shop towels, shop rags, the blue ones, paper towels, sprayed some brake cleaner on there, wiped a spot off, get ready to weld my loopy thing that goes around the driveshaft loop. And I had a cherry ember fall right into that pile of rags. I didn't even realize I left it there. Yeah, it went up quick. Sure thing, Phil. Yes, make sure that if you want to tune in lambda, your wideband has to be showing lambda. Elbow bump is the new handshake, they tell me. I'm going to go back to Eskimo kisses myself. I ain't skirt. Hey, Tyler. How many pounds per hour does it take to overrange the MAF? It wouldn't flatline. You would just exceed 15,000 hertz. If it's going flat at 13.5, shouldn't go flat at 13.5. The problem is you should, whenever you exceed the MAF, you should hit the highest end of the hertz ratio, and you can't go above that. Now, granted, some of them do have limits on how many pounds per hour that you can dial in, and you will see that flat line in there. But either way, if that's the case, you need to go to a bigger intake. If you're at a 3-inch, go to a 3.5. See ya, Chevy. Yeah, I don't like that factory locker. How did you decide with how much aux fuel to start with on the truck? Because once you start tuning for that amount, you're kind of stuck unless you want to retune all the fueling again if you change it. Correct, Brian. And I've had to do that. So my goal was to keep it under 5 milliseconds. And so I had to go in, do a pull, see where the injector pulse width was for the DI system, and then keep on adding until I was safely under 5. Actually, it was 5.5 was kind of what I was shooting for because I wasn't running full methanol. In fact, I'm still not running full methanol. I'm only running about 50%. I need to go add some more. So, yeah, you have to find it and then retune it, which is what I've had to do. And then I had to redo it again after I adjusted the way the methanol injection came on. So I've got 3 different things effectively adding fuel. Well, I need a tune after I install long tube headers. Most likely. Mass airflow will probably be all right, but VE table will need to be updated. Yeah, if you're not seeing it above 13.5 and you're not maxed out the airflow, you should be good. Nobody cares about P59s, Mike. Come on now. You know what, Tyler? I didn't check the mailbox today. Could have. I'll let you know, though. Hats have not arrived yet, John. I've got a stack of empty boxes, so as soon as they do, we're going to box them up and get them shipped out. So they were supposed to be here like this week, next week at the latest, I believe. So, sorry, my back itches. No worries, man. No worries. Those things happen. On the Gen 3, know how there should number. No, I don't know what you're saying, super slow. If the math table levels out, I need more air coming in. I mean, you always need more air coming in. You can add decimals to the table now, I guess. Oh, on the Gen 3 stuff, they fixed that. I worked myself into the ground last weekend. Awesome, Scott. Glad to hear it. The shirts have been really slow. I'm waiting on probably 4 or 5 shirts to show up right now. Brian, what were you guys using to tune the bike? Were you using a Max ECU, M-A-X-X ECU? Nope. Just almost exactly like tuning cars. Tyler Rice, when tuning the VE table, do I need to wait up until at operating temp? Yes. That is what is always suggested. Get it up to operating temp. Get it up at least over 160. Yeah, I believe the stock Gen 4 GMC truck intakes are just a step behind the Trailblazers, aren't they? Yeah, there's some things I like about the Max, but there's also some stuff that I don't like about the Max. It's now the things that I don't like about the Max I've been able to overcome by using what's Megalog viewer. So, if you guys have not checked it out, Tuner Studio is obviously, is the guys that do the micro squirt stuff, but the Megalog viewer, you can import logs from basically any platform, even HP tuners. I've gone through and looked at my HP tuner logs because there's some things like scatter graphs that you can do on scatter plots that you can do on Megalog viewer. The Max ECU stuff you cannot do histograms on, so I have to export the data from the Max logs and bring it into Megalog to build histograms. If I still get some knock retard at stock timing like -2 and -3 and I remove 4 from the table and still see -2, yeah, that would probably be false knock. Congratulations, Lathan. You just cursed yourself. Your 4L60 will break next time you take it out. Got just under 3 minutes left on the coffee mug drawing. So if you have not entered the raffle, do so now. Exclamation point, raffle. Ouch. 4L60 life. Yeah. Yeah. Trust me, I've looked at them because it'd be the easiest thing to swap into the Cadillac. Well, thank you, 325 Sonoma. You've been around for so long. Marcus says, a friend of mine drives a Mustang, and every time we go on a cruise, I have to pull over and wait for him to catch up. Any ideas on how to correct this issue? LS swap his Mustang. I've got a buddy that had a, I don't know if he still has it, had a ProCharge C5 with the 4L60 in it. And he went through 4 or 5 4L60s in it. Yes. Just destroyed them left and right. They were all built, too. So that's always... Now, I'm not saying that the transmission builder that did it knows what he's doing. It was some guy out of Tulsa. I wish I remember what his name was. But on top of it, though, the back end of this C5 was widened like 6 inches, and so it had some pretty meaty tires on it. Yeah, it's just a shame RPM only takes payment in arms and legs. You think the stock 02 and the stockish rotation... Well, how far is it from the turbo? When tuning map on Gen 4, should I start the scanner when I pull out of the driveway where I'm at a point to go from 0 to... I'm at a point to go. Start it once you're at operating tent, Phil. Once you're at operating tent, let her fly. Ah, yeah, Merlin. You know Merlin? His red convertible. I have no clue, Scott. Yeah, that one, Merlin's Corvette destroyed 4L60s. I don't even know if he still has it. Knowing him, he probably still has it. Good to hear, Jonathan. It's a pretty cool... It was convertible and it was chopped also. So the windshield was cut back. And so I think it ended up being 3 or 4 inches lower. And then, you know, he had to build a custom convertible frame for the top. Was he running a 150 shot on it too? He and my stepdad worked together way back in the day. Whenever they were like teenagers. Worked together in a auto body shop. Winner, chicken dinner. The winner of this week's coffee mug is Andrew George. Congratulations. You still here, Andrew? All the way down under, if I'm not mistaken. What's going on, WMR? Awesome, Andrew. Send me your address to info@GoatRopeGarage, or you can use the contact form at goatropegarage.com. Either way, let me know where to ship your mug. Enjoy your coffee or whatever you want to drink out of it. We do not dictate what you drink out of your mugs. And let everybody know, ABT, always be tuning. Hey, I'm all about sending more merch down to Australia. Tell all your buddies down there to subscribe. Come check us out. I need a decent fan base. That way I have an excuse to come visit. Right? Come down there and fall in love with some Utes. Get my fill on Holdens. Good turnout. Yeah, send us some Holdens. Whoo! Yeah, summer has to be awesome. Start doing Ford Barrows. You have 2 Michigan. Yeah, you're right, Casey. What is there in Michigan? There's something about a country founded by criminals that has some of the most beautiful women on the face of the planet with the best accents. And it is not Michigan. Yeah, I guess Detroit is in Michigan. You got me there. You got me there. Touche. Yeah, I do need to get back to Oklahoma. I need to get back to Oklahoma regardless. The problem is Oklahoma is too far to tow a car. Jim, I haven't had a chance to dig through your file yet. I know you sent it to me. I will look into it. We gotta be missing something. We have goldfish you can shoot with bow. I have been bow fishing before. I used to have an Oneida. I've been having issues logging my wideband for the past few days. Can't figure out what the issue is because sometimes it'll log what the gauge is reading. Sometimes it won't read right at all. So it's not reading correctly. How are you bringing it in, WMR? See you 325. Had a good night. Yeah, we're getting ready to start wrapping up anyways. Thank you, RT Performance. Thank you for subscribing and thank you for joining the live stream. Try to do it every Thursday night. Yeah, Jim, well, I just want to check it out. There's always the off chance that you're just leaning that part of your VE table. There you go, John. I appreciate it. Did they really? I got rid of mine. I loved it, though. Nothing like a compound recurve. Noisy as hell, but they were good for shooting fish because fish can't hear them. Using the MPVI2 Pro transforming voltage into lambda. That's interesting. Using the Pro transforming voltage into lambda and sometimes it reads wrong. Is it still reading correctly on your gauge whenever it happens? Or is your gauge reading incorrectly also? Yeah. Noisy bows. Very cool. Totally cool, Tyler. Totally cool. Appreciate you asking, though. Ooh, Phil. I've been to Casper a few times. Love flying into that airport. Did you fly from Denver to Casper? Little prop jobby with like 12 seats. Yeah, so it's got to be something either the output on the gauge or the input on the MPVI2. But hit up HP Tuners. Hit up their support line. They're going to have you get a log file from the scanner. But they can decipher that log file and tell you whether or not the data is coming in correctly. Or if, because if the data is coming in correctly as far as the MPVI is going, then it's something from your gauge to the MPVI2. If it is not coming in correctly, they can tell you whether or not it would be the, your dongle or your MPVI2 itself. Yeah, little puddle jumpers. Flying sideways because of the wind. Yep, I know it. Riverton is where I used to do a lot of work in Riverton back in the day, so. Pretty, but I do not miss going to Wyoming. If you raise a big enough stink, you can. Catan asked if you can return the Pro link. Yeah, if you raise a big enough stink, you can. They generally will not let you, but I have tested it. And they were going to allow me to return a Pro link, but then they ended up working to fix my problem. That's weird. I hear a ringing noise. Okay, listen. It's 8:55. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up because I've got some more stuff I need to get knocked out tonight. Hold on. Andrew says, I'm running a 6L Gen 4 mild 2020, 220 cam. Would you expect drivability issues running map only? Down low, Andrew, you might have some drivability issues. Even with a mild cam, you could get some reversion on the map. Whenever you get into any kind of cam, it starts getting some, some wonky stuff on the map. But outside of 1,000 to 1,500 RPMs, you should have no issues map only. Dude, did you hear that thunder? Did it come through on that live stream? That scared the hell out of me. Phil, if you want to get HP to respond to your ticket, what you need to do is start a YouTube channel, get about 25,000 followers based on tuning, and then start talking crap about them. And then they'll start answering your emails. I can't complain. They have literally been bending over backwards for me the last 2 weeks. In fact, I have had 3 or 4 betas pushed out specifically for me to test features out. So, they're stepping up. Once we get it sorted, if we can get it sorted, I will go into more details on what we're working on, but it is one of the features that should have been available on the ProLink that does not work currently that we're trying to get working. I guess they really not had the kind of hardware to test it, and so I'm testing some stuff for them. But perfect. Okay, listen. You guys know the drill. Check out the website, GoRogueGarage.com. If you guys are interested, we still have, it is next Saturday. There you go, Phil. That's how you get your email answered. Sign up as the customer service manager. Next Saturday, we have the 4-hour class. If anybody's interested, you can find details at GoRogueGarage.com. Check out the Patreon if you need tuning assistance. That is the way to do it. Email assistance there. Oh, yeah, don't forget the Facebook page. John does the Facebook page. It's just Goat Rope Garage. You'll find it if you search Facebook. Sure, it's for Goat Rope Garage. If Zeth and Mike are still in here, shoot links out to your YouTubes. You guys need to go check out NK Performance and, of course, Dirt Floor Fab. You can also get to them from the Friends of the Garage. If you go to tuning101.com, which is the greatest domain on the face of the planet. I don't know how I was lucky enough to get it. Mike, I don't have you on there. I'll add you on there right now. Go to tuning101.com. It takes you right to our homepage. And, you can get all the lists and stuff. All the lists and stuff. Why is this not showing up? What is this NK Motorsports? Why is this not showing? Motorsports. And Mike, I'll have to add you later. For some reason, you're not showing up. But there's the links. Everybody's got the links. Keep your eyes peeled. I might do a live stream from the track. But I will shoot video regardless. I got all my GoPros set up. Hit one button, all 3 of them start recording. And I'll wear a clean shirt next week. But you can't get yourself an awesome Goat Rope Garage shirt like this. It says, always be tuning. You can find the shirts down at the merch link underneath the video or a link from GoRogueGarage.com. You guys know the drill. ABT. Always be tuning.